Hi everyone, and welcome to part 3 of the 3-part series called What is Project Portfolio Management? Today we're going to talk about the definition, finally, of Project Portfolio Management, and we're going to discuss the 3 pillars on which Project Portfolio Management sits. My name is Jamal and I'm the President and Principal Consultant at Think Tank Consulting. Before we go on, let me recap what happened in the previous segment. In the previous segment of this series, I shared a very interesting discussion I had with the CEO and Chief Operating Officer of a North American Port Authority, and how they poured a whole bunch of questions on me that in their minds were all related to project management, and how my answers to those questions revealed that all of them were actually from the domain of project portfolio management, and how this led me to believe that quite a lot of companies out there are experiencing the same problems, and how project portfolio management maybe can answer those questions. As promised, let me go through the definition of what project portfolio management is. The official definition is project portfolio management is the science and the art, and I will talk in the upcoming videos about the art part especially, of selecting the best projects for the organization and maintenance of the project pipeline subject to internal or external constraints. So what are the 3 pillars of project portfolio management? The first one, project mix should maximize the value for your company. Easier said than done. So because project portfolio management has its roots in financial portfolio management, initially people thought, well, why don't we just take the tools and techniques that financial portfolio management were using and implement them in project portfolio management. That's why the first attempts to evaluate the projects, evaluate the value of the projects, we're using net present value, internal rate of return, return on investment, etc. But fortunately, very quickly people discovered that relying on financial data when you're trying to forecast the project value is not a very reliable thing, so to speak. And as a result, scoring models have been developed. What you see on the screen in front of you is a scoring model developed by a high-tech software development product company located in the Silicon Valley. And they said, well, when we're selecting our projects, we want to look at 5 factors. These 5 factors being product and competitive advantage. Do we have a competitive advantage with this new product? Market attractiveness, which means how many potential buyers exist out there for this particular product. Leverage of core competencies, which implies, do we have in-house resources to develop this? Do we have in-house knowledge and know-how to develop this product? Technical feasibility, how complicated is this project? Is this a small project, a medium-sized project, or a very large one? And financial reward, say net present value or return on investment. Development of a balanced portfolio. Usually companies use bubble charts to show their projects on 2-dimensional planes, and you can pretty much put any kind of value on the y-axis and x-axis, but roughly speaking, about 50% of the companies default to risk versus reward. What they want to see on those bubble charts is how many of our projects fall into low reward, low risk, high reward, low risk, high reward, high risk, and low reward, low risk. The third one is the final portfolio of projects is strategically aligned and truly reflects the business strategy. In a simplistic way, that implies that if I pick any project that is company currently doing and ask a question, how is that related to your overall business strategy? The CEO of the company or even the project manager of that particular project can show me the direct linkage. So let's take a look at the project portfolio management lifecycle. What this diagram shows to you is that you have at any point of time a whole bunch of ideas, opportunities, and needs kind of flying around at any given company. What you want to do is you want to have some kind of funnel that catches all of these project candidates, let's call them that, and puts them through a business planning selection. At this point of time, you're basically asking the three questions. The three questions being, will this project add value to the company? What kind of an impact will this project have on the portfolio balance? Will it keep the desired portfolio balance? Is this project strategically aligned with our overall strategy? And then you basically, some of the projects are killed. You know, they weeded out some of the project ideas. Some go through. And this is where project management starts. You start with project initiation. You assign a project manager. Project manager does his magic. Stuff like scoping of the project, rough estimation of the project. And at the end of the initiation stage, again, you want to have another filter applied. And in this particular case, you're asking pretty much the same questions in a slightly different way. What you're saying here, having discovered this new information about the project, is it still maximizing our value? Is it still keeping the desired portfolio balance? And is this project strategically aligned? If that is the case, the project goes through. If that is not the case, the project gets killed. And then you go into the planning and execution stages. And hopefully you keep asking the same question over and over and over again. In the next video series by our company, we will talk about project value, balance, and strategic alignment. And I will share some interesting examples of real-life scoring matrices developed by the companies, some interesting conversations I had with executives regarding balance of their portfolio. And we will look at some good and some bad examples of portfolio alignment. Okay, so this was the third episode of What is Project Portfolio Management. Please share and like this video. Definitely leave a comment. Also visit our company blog at thinktankconsulting.ca. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, connect with me on LinkedIn. You can subscribe to our RSS feed and YouTube channel. You should be able to find all the relevant links below in the video description section. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time on another edition of Think Tank Consulting video blog.